Well, hello there, and welcome back to part 3 of metadatas, and this video is going to be very beneficial, I hope, to you guys, as there's a lot of biome-specific textures that I'm sure a lot of you aren't aware. Typically, people just use the metadatas, but the biome-specific textures seem to be a lot more difficult to come by, as they are a little different. I'm not going to be telling you which biomes there are, but I'm going to guess which biomes there are and stuff. Like, this one is extreme hills. That's not extreme hills. This is swamp. Well, yeah. Well, anyway, I'll try to tell you which biome it is. But anyway, there's a lot to go through, and also we have a special guest. Where is he? He was hopping around over here somewhere. Well, anyway, Monsterfish was just here. Anyway, we're just going to be going through these, and we're going to... Oh, there he is. Making his little throne up there. Anyway, we're just going to be going through these really quick, and we'll see how fast we can get through them. Alright, so first of all, you have these reeds. You start off with the base sugar cane, the block, and then you have sort of like, actually this is more, I don't know, cattails. These are cattails. I forget, I don't even know what that is. But yeah, then you have sugar cane, and then you have this sort of like deserty bush. And the cool thing about this is, like, it goes down and you can make sort of like crops out of it, and like it's like a little sapling. It's really neat. So yeah, the base block is where the torch is, or that's where the base block is. I mean, it always depends on the biome you have, but I basically the plains biome is typically the base block. So yeah, there you go. Now we go to snow. You have this, obviously, the snow texture, then you have a different snow texture, and then you have the sand, and then you have red sand. The sand is usually a desert biome, and I think the red is like a mesa biome. So also you have lots of cobweb textures. Actually, remember you have an apple too. You got to get the sort of like the iron thing, and then you have the apple texture with that. So now we go to the cobweb textures, and like you have the smoke and you have the black smoke. The black smoke is more like for like if you're burning. It always depends on what you're burning. I mean, it also depends on the plot if you want contrast, and the black and white make a good contrast. But typically I would just use black, like for maybe a ship that's burning whale blubber, or something like that, burning rope, wet stuff. That's typically where black smoke is created. Oil too. Anyway, and then you have the chains. You have this really skinny chain, you have a gold chain, you have a normal chain, and you have a swamp chain. Now remember, in order to change biome specific, you need to have the blaze rod. Also, depending if you have a single player or you're on another server, then there's another mode that you gotta figure out. So I'm not learned in that area, so you guys have to figure that out on your own. So anyway, you have also stalactites, and then you have biome specific as in icicles, and then you have hanging moss. And then we go over here and you have this sort of like a crane texture thing, and then you have another crane texture that this is more of like for heavy load. It's a very, like, the mechanism is made to be very like sturdy. And then also you have here the fish base, and then you can have extreme hills, like bags. The bags are really nice for like on top of desks and stuff. Excuse me. You have sausages. You have, that looks honestly like dried corn, but it's not. I think it's even more sausages. You have hanging rabbits, and then you have steaks, and then you have these sort of like maybe it's wheat or spices, like I don't know, basil or something, who knows, some kind of plant to hang over like your food places and stuff, market stalls, etc. Also, you have the base is the acacia leaves and the dark oak leaves, and then you have these sort of like cherry blossom leaves, and then you have also the grape leaves. and then we have different versions of these vines. You have the normal vines, you have the swamp vines, you have the really mossy vines, and then you have this really like a Greek kind of vine. It looks like a grapevine kind of, but there's no grapes on it. And then this is also, Victor placed these here because we were in a competition. So this is actually a better, because there's no plants in them. For some reason, plants grow in these pots sometimes, and it's really annoying. So yeah, you need that pot, and that's also metadata of a pot. So yeah, and then you change the biome to an apple. Alright, so now we go to this. You have carpet, green carpet, the greenest carpet you can get. And then you change the biome, and it turns into this, sort of like a mossy texture. Then you have this sort of like brown, like fur welcome mat or carpet, whatever. And then you also can turn it into sort of like a wood tabletop. So yeah, you can also do tabletops with pressure plates, but they don't connect. And so like say if you have a too wide table, it's best to use this. So anyway, now you have these clays. And all these clays change to like the natural looking clays and a mesa biome. So if you want to make sort of like a layered desert look, make sure it's a mesa biome, and so then you won't get like shingle textures. Those aren't fun to have when you're trying to make nature. So anyway, you have trapdoors as well. You have the normal trapdoor, you have an extreme hills trapdoor, then you have like a darker sort of like see-through trapdoor, and you have a lighter one, and those two go really good mixed together. Like if you're doing something, mixing them together makes a really good contrast. And then also you have, say this is the base window, base white window, and then you can make these sort of like Chinese windows out of it. Well, these aren't, it's like wallpaper. It's like the Chinese wallpaper stuff. It's not supposed to be see-through. It's just supposed to be like a wall. Really easy to get through and all, but I don't understand that whole Chinese architecture and how they build. I mean, I don't understand why you have paper walls. Anyway, so now we're here and we have bricks, and you can change the brick texture into this reddish, very, very red color, and that's really nice depending on how you plan to use it. But honestly, I don't think the two colors go together very well. Then you say you have this cobble. Cobble is the base block. You go one back and it usually turns into sand, and then you have this whole choice of blocks. You have dirt, gravel extended, clay, ice, podzol, sand, red sand, mossy stone, end stone, and the netherrack. And like the netherrack makes for a good meat texture. So also you have these pillars, and so like this is the stone metadata. And then you can change it to this, and this makes like a good runner for a portcullis, for like in front of a gate. Like first you have the portcullis, and then you have the swinging gate. It makes a very good extra defense against invaders, and typically people don't use these. I mean, it depends on how you're going to use it, but yeah, these are really nice to use for that. Then you have gold. You have gold coins, and the base block is the gold pressure plate. So yeah, that is really cool. Then we go over here and you have the different baskets. Now say if you have this problem and you look over there and you say, why is the basket like why is there a wooden side or why is there an iron side? Well, you got to change the biome of that side. Why it's like that I don't know, but it's how it always is. So basically you just sample that and then you change that biome to that, and then yeah, I don't want to change that to that though, because then that would be we don't want that. Anyway, also you have ferns. Like this is the base fern. You have a jungle fern, and then you have like a desert fern, and these are really cool together, depending on how you want to use them. They're really nice. There's nothing here. Then we go over here, and then you have the acacia planks. The acacia plank, this is really cool. This actually goes really well with the red brick, depending on also how you use it. And then like this is meant to go with the red brick too. This is like the Oriental style nether brick fences, and so yeah, you can have this red look to your acacia wood, and also you can have this sort of like sandy look to your Asian builds. Yeah, I never use that. I don't like it, but depends on how you like to use it. Then also you also have all the plates. So you have like ceramic, you have wooden, and then you have silver. So you have 3 types of plates. You have lily pads, and you can change the biome specific to very icy, sort of like an icy look. So yeah, that's pretty cool to use. Then you have these birch leaves, and you can change the birch leaves to something a little more jungly. It's a very slight variant, but it can be, if you use it right, it'll look good. Now you have glass, and this gray glass, this is very, very beneficial. I mean, look at this. You look down, and this makes an amazing cloud or fog effect, like for like deep crevices and stuff. Like if you don't feel like building really deep and like detailing all that down there, just detail to say maybe this layer, and then you can just look down, and it's really nice. Now if you connect all these blocks, it'll be just a straight clear, like it'll be just as clear as that. But if you layer it like this, that's when it starts to build up the fog intensity as you get deeper. So that's pretty cool to use. Also, you have mushrooms, and so like this is one biome of mushroom right here, and then this is the second biome of mushrooms here. It's hardly noticeable. Like you have purple mushrooms for this biome, and you have tall red mushrooms for that biome, and then for this biome you have small red mushrooms, and you have these little sort of orange mushrooms. So yeah, there's that, and then it's hardly noticeable on this one, but you have different mushrooms here too. So then also you have snow. You have quartz, the quartz stairs as the base block, and then you have the snow stairs, and then that really, you can really detail with this, like for roofs and stuff. Use that strategically, and it'll look awesome too. Alright, so now we're going to go back over here, and I guarantee you most of you don't know about this. This is the ice crystal. This is the base block, and then you have different colors. You have purple, yellow, blue, and green. Now recently, Monsterfish has changed the textures to these to a much different texture. I still need to update my resource pack, but yeah, this is what he has. Right, I mean, this is what I have right now, but it changes to something even cooler, more usable. So anyway, you have ladders too. You have these normal wooden ladders, and then you have these sort of like rope ladders, and these are really cool for like, say if it's a hanging ladder. I really like those a lot. Then you have podzol, and podzol can turn into pine needles. Pine needles are really fun to use. Then you have these hoppers, and the hoppers can turn into this, and so you can use this as a tabletop. Victor has already used it as a tabletop. I've used it partially on my gallows on my new plot and stuff. Now this is a anvil, and you have a quartz anvil, and you have a stone anvil, and these are really cool to use because detail blocks, especially this for me, I typically don't use quartz. I did on one of my walls though, so that was good. And then also you have this bread. You have bread, sort of like another cake, cheese, cake, and cake. So yeah, that's really cool. Then you have these, like a furnace, you have a dispenser, and you have a dropper, or that's a dropper, not a dispenser. And then you have these biome specific for it, and these are really cool. These can also suit steampunk very well. So, and then also you have glowstone, and then this sort of like netherrack glowstone variant. That's really cool to use. Then you have these detector rails. Like, see, this is the detector rail, and you build it along, and then in the biome specific version it becomes this, and this is really cool for like ramps and stuff. You can use that in a whole bunch of different ways. And so then you have rails, and you can turn into chains, and you have rails, and you can turn into rope. So I think that's all over here. And then the last thing to show you guys is this. This is the variants of the iron bar metadatas of, say, the fish, and then you can change it into sort of like the spice, the plant sort of hanging texture, meats, and then bags. So yeah, I think that's about it for this video. I mean, there's a lot of biome specific textures in here. I'm just going over to make sure I didn't miss anything. If you guys see anything, please comment below and tell me what did I miss, because I don't think I missed anything. I mean, also we have this up here, like you can change the watercolor. Like Savannah has a much lighter watercolor. This is a bad example because there's not enough biomes around it to change the color. But like Savannah has a very, very light blue water texture, and then like this is a swamp, and this is supposed to have a much darker, and then this is a normal. Obviously this is what normal water should look like. So yeah, and then also grass textures change for the biome and stuff. So like lighter grass for savanna, darker grass for swamp, and like this brown grass for swamp too. And then sort of just normal grass for the normal, obviously. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I just want to let you know that I just set up a contract with Freedom, and Freedom is a it's a organization that helps us small channels rise and just get to be a little more popular among the YouTube community. So that's really cool. Also, on other news, Microsoft has bought Minecraft, and for $2.5 billion. And personally, I am rather excited about this because I feel that the Microsoft will take care of, will be able to take care of Minecraft because they are a much more professional and a much larger organization, and I feel Mojang was having trouble keeping up with the community's needs. And I mean, it's completely understandable because when you have the second largest, I think it's the second largest game in the world, and it's condensed to, I'm not sure how many individuals were in the Mojang group. When it's condensed to something that, like that tight-knit of a group, things can get really stressful. But I feel that in a more professional environment through Microsoft, it might actually be a lot better, a lot more active as far as updates, and also accommodating the community's needs. So I feel like this is actually a good change. A lot of people are down about it, and they're saying sell-offs and sell-outs and all that stuff, but they're not. I don't think so. I think it was a good deal, and I think it was a smart deal. Microsoft will be able to do things that Mojang will most likely not be able to do. So yeah, I'm happy about it. And then here's Monsterfish up here still. He's up here sitting on his throne looking down. Yes, he deserves this throne. I mean, this was a lot of work for him, so there he is, Monsterfish. Yes, support him, guys. Go to his PMC, give him a diamond for the resource pack, and show him your support because he needs it, especially with all the current happenings. I mean, we're not really worried about it. We're just going to go with the flow, and I guarantee you something's going to work its way through because, I mean, there's a lot of people that use metadatas, and losing metadatas is pretty much not a possibility because we use them so much. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this series. I mean, there's going to be a lot more coming up with the Architect plot series. I'm trying to figure out where I want to start the second video, or the third video, should I say. And I'm going to have some stuff built on it. And I'm really surprised how you guys have given me so much support over that Architect series. I wasn't really expecting so much support over it. But yeah, I'm really excited about bringing you guys the next video. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and please like the video. And I hope to see you guys back in the future very soon. Alright, until then, bye-bye.